Central banking.
Price stability.
No.
The key interest rate. That's a good question.
Many people don't know what these things mean, so we are trying to fill that gap. We have produced 2 games which explain some of the basics of central banking. One game is called Inflation Island, and the other one, Economia.
The ECB, as an independent institution, never ceases to communicate with our fellow citizens, all the citizens of the euro area. In this particular case, we consider that we are addressing more particularly the young men and women, citizens of the euro area.
In Inflation Island, you can see what happens when prices get out of control, while in Economia, you have to keep inflation low and stable. Economia basically explains the connection between the key interest rate and the inflation rate.
I would say that the goal of the game is to give a simplified representation of what the Governing Council of the ECB does and how it works.
We had a lot of expertise within the team. We had economists, we had a designer, translator, and other expertise.
We drafted all the text for the games in English initially. The drafts needed a lot of adjusting and refining. And once we had the final wording, our linguists translated them. So you can play the games in 22 European Union languages.
Well, we actually wanted to establish a certain connection between the game and the real world. And what we do is that we include some unpredictable events. So suddenly bad weather comes up, or you have a stock market crash. So that makes the game somewhat more difficult to play, but also more fun, and it really bridges this gap between the game and the real world. And the idea is that you keep inflation low and stable, and you will see when you play the game that that's actually quite tricky.
Since its inception, the ECB has delivered price stability in line with our definition, less than 2%, but close to 2%. Over the first 12 years, the average inflation in the euro area is 1.97%. That being said, this is no time for complacency, of course, but our primary mandate is price stability, and we are delivering price stability.
We all spend so much time on the internet. Why not play some games where you can also learn something?
Just go to our website. You will find both games there. And if you like Economia, you can share it with your friends on Facebook.